Greetings, my dear sinners, and welcome to the updated Helluva Boss and Hasbin Hotel Plus collection.
Before we begin, we're going to be mentioning Helluva Hazbin a lot. If you do not know what that is, it's a plush series that all these plushes are used in, and it's a crossover between Hasbin Hotel and Helluva Boss, which everyone wants. We put a lot of effort into it, we have 3 seasons up on the channel, and after this video, please check it out. Let's begin starting off with Charlie, the main character of Hasbin Hotel herself. Now, you may notice that some of these plushies look like they have a lot of wear to them. That's just because we use them in a lot of videos. Because of how the plushie was made, Charlie's hair also goes over her face. And we can't have Charlie without Vaggie. Her hair also goes over her face. Next up we have Angel. If you're wondering why I just did a voice for him, that's just because that's the voice in our plush series. I got a lot of comments about that in the previous plush collection. We have Alistair, the radio demon, coming up next. And yes, he still has the staff that we gave him. After Alistair, we have the grumpy old bartender Husk.
Oh, looks like I'm sitting next to my husky.
Would you shut up, Angel?
Switching it up, we have Sir Pentious. His hood actually folds as there's a wire in it. For the first new plush of the collection, here is an Egg Boy, one of Sir Pentious's minions. I don't have 1, I don't have 2, but I have 3.
Here's a closer look at all 3 of them together.
As in the classic order of our series, we're going to be starting with some of the Helluva cast. First up, we have the main man himself, Blitz. Continuing IMP, here's Moxie. Followed by Millie. Finishing up IMP, we have the old Luna plush that we used to use. Definitely one of the worst looking out of all the official plushies. This piece of felt keeps flipping up all the time, and her hair isn't even long, it's just in a poof on top of her head. That's why there's the premium Luna with actual metal on her collar. Looks a lot better than the original. After Luna, we have Prince Stolas and his daughter, Octavia. Now, not all of the plush I'll be showing off are official. Some of them are bootlegs, like the Egg Boys, but a lot of others are handmade plushies. For example, here's the first of them, Stella, character we recently showed off. She has her big dress, nails. A lot of the custom-made plush are also noticeably quite taller than the officials. Continuing with the villains, we have a Robo Fizz up next. He is an official plush. However, this one is not. This is a knockoff Robo Fizz plush. We often use this one in our series as Kitty, Valentino's Robo Fizz servant. This is the last of the official plush, and it's Fat Nuggets, Angel Dust's pet pig. I am going in a bit of a different order than the last one. However, that's just to get to some of our newer characters. Continuing with the hotel pets, we have Kiki. Now time for some more knockoffs of official plushies. Starting off with this Charlie one. Now, at the end of this collection, I am going to show off plushies that a lot of you probably have already seen, if you watched the original or our series, which look a lot worse than these. The other knockoff one is Angel. Now this is actually the first ever Hasbin Hotel and Helluva Boss plush I got. Speaking of the knockoff Angel, here is Sweet Cheeks. He is an original character for the Helluva Hazbin plush series. Another handmade plush, we have Arachnus, Angel's shorter but older brother. We also have Striker. Striker is actually a bootleg. He is not custom made. Been a while since we saw Alistair, now let's tackle the rest of the overlords, and all of them are handmade besides Alistair. First up, we have Valentino, the overlord of the adult film industry and Angel's boss, one of the tallest out of all of these plush. Close by, we also have Vox, the TV overlord. His hat is attached with Velcro so it can be taken off, and he is the main villain in Helluva Hazbin as of this moment. The last of the Vees is a plush so many people made fun of in the last collection, that being the Velvet Handmade plush. I got so many comments on this plush, so many questions. To answer some of them, no, I did not make this plush. I got it off Etsy. Another thing is, if you're wondering why her dress looks different, it's because Velvet looked like this in the pilot. This is her pilot design. She was originally based a bit more on a porcelain doll. Now, the story behind this plush is her redesign, Velvet's redesign, came out at the end of October in 2022. I bought this plush a few months after that. However, this plush has been selling since 2020. Multiple other versions have been sold, but all of them basically have the same design. So that's why Velvet looks like she does. We then have another overlord, this being Missy Zilla or Zizi, the kaiju overlord based on a dinosaur. The next 3 overlord plush are commissions, meaning I personally asked a seller for them to be made. Starting off with Rosie. This is a different seller, which is why it looks like a different design than all of the other plush. Next up we have Carmilla Carmine, the overlord of the Weapons District. Last but not least is the final overlord plush, and also the third and final personally commissioned plush, that being Zestial. His wings are removable, and actually so is his hat. Now, in our plush series, Zestial is canonically the strongest and most powerful overlord. However, he wouldn't stand a chance against these next 2 characters, the 7 deadly sins, or at least the ones we've shown off so far. Starting off with Charlie's father, Lucifer. Lucifer's hat, like Zestial's, is also removable. Now, we're not done with this character yet, as we also have Lucifer in his snake form. Just like the actual Lucifer, his hat does come off. Our next sin is Beelzebub. She is the first sin that we showed off in our series. The next character is actually the newest one we've shown off, that being Asmodeus, the third and latest deadly sin we've seen, in our series that is. Now his tail feathers are bendable, as they have wire in them. It's hard to do on camera because I only have one hand. The next plush actually has a story to it, that being this Asmodeus plush, which looks more like a voodoo doll. You might be wondering why I have this, and the story behind it is that this was originally going to be the Asmodeus we used in the series, instead of this one. That's because so many of these handmade plush cost quite a lot to buy, and are expensive. So this was bought, and in fact, these little heads and the eyes weren't on this plush when I bought it. Originally, he had buttons for eyes. However, I added those on while going back and forth whether I should get a new Asmodeus or stick with this one. Now, I actually did use this Asmodeus in an episode, as it's now instead just Asmodeus shape-shifting form. I'll put a picture of it on screen so you know what I mean. That's what we use this plush for now. Now, the last few plush are ultra infamous. I'm sure you've seen them in either one of our videos or someone else's. Those being the terrible looking bootleg Hasbin Hotel plushes. First up, Charlie. We often refer to this one as Charcoal. Just like the official Charlie plush, this one's hair goes over her face. Also, there is wire in their arms, meaning you could pose and bend them. Now on to Vaggie, who we also call Veggie. Extremely long legs, weird looking arms. This one's bow goes everywhere, it's purple hair. Second to last we have Angel, who we also call Angle. He has extremely long legs. These legs are actually longer than the other 3. The last one I haven't gotten to yet. All 4 of his arms are posable. You could actually take off his gloves. All of them. The last of these awful bootlegs is said to be the worst out of all 4 of them. That being the Alistair one. He looks like he's on something. He has a plastic nose. In fact, if you look at his arm, You notice a bit of glue there. That's because his staff I actually took away from him and gave to the official Alistair. I understand it doesn't look the best, but at least Alistair now has a staff, because I bought this one and took away its staff. The arms just look very weird, along with the rest of the plush, but because of the bendability. We also call this plush Alistair. We call Charlie Charcoal, Vaggy Veggie, and we also have a new name for Angel that we didn't say in the last plush collection, but we got it off of a comment, that being Cheeto Dust. And that concludes the updated Helluva Boss and Hasbin Hotel plush collection. I really hope you enjoyed. Overall, just please check out our Hasbin Hotel and Helluva Boss plush series. We put a lot of effort into it. All of these plushes are seen. It's very interesting. We recommend you check it out after this video. I'll now get into the questions you may be having about this video. Now, a question you may be having is, where's Mammon? We already saw his full design. Where's Nifty? Where's Adam is a very frequent one. Where's this character? Where's that character? Now, to answer your question, I do actually have some characters that I didn't show off in this collection. That's because they haven't been seen in our series, and I do not want to spoil them. The most frequently asked question I get, however, is where did I get these plushies? I'll start off by saying all of these official ones come from sharkrobot.com. However, they're all sold out, and the only one that restocks is the Premium Luna. All of the rest don't. So if you want to get your hands on an official Blitz, Alistair, Angel, Husk, Stolas, etc., you're going to have to go to eBay and buy one for a pretty high resale price. However, they are releasing new versions of some of the Helluva Boss cast, such as Moxie, Millie, Blitz, and Stolas, and those do restock sometimes, so you're better off with that if you don't want to buy a resale. All of the handmaids, like the Overlords, Stella, Arachnus, and the Sins, come from Etsy. Lastly, for the bootleg plush like Striker, these monstrosities, and a couple of the other ones, those all come from places like AliExpress, Amazon, or eBay. Now, don't be fooled if you see an official plush like Blitz's design on Amazon and you buy it, it's going to end up being a fake. This has been our updated Helluva Hazbin plush collection. I will make another once more characters have been introduced into our series. And like always, I hope to see you all in one of our other videos.